Hey, this is Luigi Freshman 2 on a Friday, and this is our first little installment for the month of December 2021. We're going to be talking about, let me take off these glasses a second. That was a bad glare there. Sorry. We're going to be talking about college fairs. And I spoke about it on my social media on Tuesday. What is a college fair? And I also mentioned on this past Thursday, what NACAC is, even though it really is more for the college counselor. But I think as a student parent, I think it's good that you be aware what's on the other side of the desk, and kind of see what college counselors are thinking about and how to really be in tune with them, because they're the ones who are the college counselors, both on the college side. They're the ones who really make the decision. So it's important to be in tune with it. So now that I've mentioned that, let's dive right into this. Here, first slide here on our little Canva presentation. What is a college fair? A college fair is a gathering where college representatives and students meet and greet in person or virtually. College representatives, again, are people who, as it says there, they actually represent. They're the voice for the college. And so you see there, I took this picture off of Canva, and it's really that. It's just people, you're just getting to know each other. And it's really important that you either, if you can't do it because of the pandemic, this is 2021, the pandemic hopefully starting to wind down. But the best thing really is to meet them in person, so they get to know you, they get to see you, dress nicely, and or virtually, because of this pandemic. And if it's 10 years down the road that you're watching this, it's important that they see you as often as you can, where you kind of say, hey, I met you at the so-and-so fair, and hey, I'm here at this virtual fair. They really appreciate that, and they really like to see that you are very interested in their school. That is the reason why college fairs are so important, so that they put a face to the name and you have a better chance of getting in because they know you. Now that once again we've established what is a college fair, where do I find them? One is you can go to your local high school's website. So as not to bore you, I would set it up for the school where currently, because I know I didn't really tell you, I kind of changed. I still doing my supervisor thing, but now I'm at my school that I was in the last few years. I'm there once a week, so now I can call it my school. So I'm just going to show you that my high school, I kept it up purposely because I knew I was going to do this. You can see my college fair was on Friday the 22nd, and it was pretty well received. You see, with the school gym, these were the schools that attended. I'm just scrolling through it. You'll see that there was indeed 40 schools that I did mention, and they are that was the college fair. And I'm going to revisit this page in a little bit to show you the importance of looking at these schools. The other way of finding a college fair is to Google it. Currently, it is it's the tail end of the calendar year. So just for purposes of demonstration, under Google, I put Google Fairs Fall of 2021. And then I'm showing you a site that I found here on Google, College Fair Guide 2021. See here, it says College Fair Guide, your guide to the 2021 college fairs. And again, this is just an example. I put here regional. I scroll down a little bit, and you'll see here regional college fairs. These are college fairs that are found really in the Northeast. That's what Nassau's Long Island, the Westchester, referring to Westchester, New York. That would probably be about 20, 30, 40 miles north of New York City, and Rhode Island, which is a little bit east of New York City. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did take notes, and I'm still old-fashioned. I really enjoy taking notes, so I know what I'm doing, and I think you guys should do the same. Now, I wanted to show you this also because I know if you look here, it says DC, again, referring to Washington, DC, but you notice it says virtual college fairs. So it really doesn't matter in a virtual sense because anybody can really attend. And you see when I clicked on it, again, I'm not boring you with all my little clicking. I'm just going right to it, DC College Counseling, and then you see here virtual college fairs. Now you will see here the description. Again, a virtual fair tends to be a little smaller. Not always, but can be. And you notice it took place on September 30th at 7. And you can learn more and register there. And when you do these virtual college sessions, you see here the different schools that are attending this particular one. I would definitely make sure that you register. Don't assume that there's going to be room for you. Always register ahead of time for all your virtual fairs and your in-person fairs, when I'll get to that in a second. And sometimes I just wanted to quickly show this to you. This is the same website. You'll notice here UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles. Sometimes the fair can be won in a virtual college fair. So sometimes you may say, oh, that's the school I'm really interested in. And so it's good that you check out when those times and dates are, and that you indeed register. Now, you remember from my social media on Thursday that I mentioned NACAC, which is the National Association for College Admission Counseling. The reason I mention this is because I am a member of this, and I think it's incredibly valuable that at least that you start to snoop around a little bit and see when these fairs might be and what college counselors are doing. You need to please visit the NACAC website, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. You're going to click on events. Then you're going to click on national college fairs, and then you're going to click on virtual fairs and in-person fairs. In-person fairs, apparently currently, it is November 19th, even though this is scheduled to drop on Sunday, December 5th, and my brain serves me right. Right now, in-person fairs are canceled because of the pandemic. But keep in tune, keep following, because I have a feeling that come January, February, that's going to reverse, because these mask mandates are starting to drop and the numbers are getting better and more people getting vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. I think that these in-person fairs may come back. So check out both the virtual fairs and in-person fairs. And again, remember to register for your local national college fair, because it is free. There is no cost to you. Both virtual and in-person fairs. So let's check out what I'm talking about. So this is the website for NACAC. It's kind of weird because there is a net.org, but that is the site if you want to write it down. Again, I would, because they do have valuable resources and inside peeks at what colleges are thinking about. Then you remember I asked you to click on events. Once you click on events, you will see national college fairs. That's the page that shows up. They did not find the college that's right for you. And you'll see there, meet with hundreds of colleges at NACAC college fairs. Right now, I mentioned they're doing virtual fairs. And this is the thing that I mentioned in my social media on Thursday, stuff about college search resources. I think that's very valuable for the student. But look back on my social media, you will see that I do mention that. Virtual college fairs right now, if you click on there will be nothing, because again, it's the tail end of the calendar year, but I will try to click it anyway so you can see what I'm saying. Right now there are none, because it's the tail end of the season of the calendar year. And in-person fairs, if I click on that, my hand is behaving itself amazingly. You'll see right now it says that they've been canceled because of the pandemic, but I have a feeling that's going to change come February. And then you will see here that you can attend a fair, and you will kind of see that you can kind of attend these fairs. And you'll notice that even though right now they're canceled for right now, you'll see these are regular college fairs. You'll see that if you're into the performing arts, they have performing arts fairs. And again, that's music, dance, art. You'll see they have STEM fairs and career fairs. If you're just looking at maybe perhaps getting a certificate of some sort, if you're interested in science, technology, engineering, math, you remember in the spring, I spoke about that and I'll speak about it again in terms of summer programs. I think that is very valuable. And then you will see here attending national virtual fairs. Point of all that, honestly, was to show you that right now there are no scheduled in-person fairs. Next thing I would do in terms of again, this college fair introduction. Now that you found your college fairs, you have registered for your college fair, whether it be virtual and or in person. And now that you found it, you register for it, I would print out a colored map. I too have printed out a colored map that I'll get to in 1 second. And then I would mark where you live and where you would like to live. Now, Louis D. Fresh at 17 was living here in New York. So as weird as it sounds, I think it's important that and I put it in this color to show you where I live and show you the United States, because we may not necessarily have a good idea of where we live. As weird as it sounds, I don't want to assume anything. The more northern you go, that's Canada up here, the colder it is. The further south you go, the warmer it is. Most maps also have Alaska because it's not part of the continental U.S. That is further north. And as you can see there, that's really where Russia and Canada meet, way up there. And we also have out in the Pacific, Honolulu. We have Hawaii, and there you see Mexico. So this way you have a better idea and understanding of where you live. So Louis D. Fresh at 17 lived in New York City. And honestly, what I was looking at, I'm thinking as a 17-year-old Louis D. Fresh, I was looking at places around New York City. I was looking at Boston, like Boston College, Boston University, Washington, D.C. I was looking at schools like Georgetown. Again, Pennsylvania. I was looking at schools like Penn State. I also was looking here in Southern California because a 17-year-old Louis D. Fresh, I was aware of Los Angeles and San Diego. And to be honest, also, I was looking at where I currently live in Miami. And because I have family here and I love the warm weather, I still love the warm weather. And so I was looking there as well. Again, it's important, as you saw that lovely burp, it's important that you are aware of where things are in the United States, because this way you can make a better judgment of what you're really thinking about. But what's important now, as a 50-year-old Louis D. Fresh, I'm here to tell you, yes, there are schools that 17, 18, there are areas in the United States that you're very aware of, that are very catchy, like Chicago, LA, perhaps Florida, or, Texas, Dallas and Houston, maybe a catchy. But I'm here to tell you what you should also be looking at are places that are not catchy, because those are the schools that need quotas. Write it down. Colleges have quotas. They want school kids from every state, and they want students from all over the world. So the schools that may seem foreign to you, or states or cities that are foreign to you, they're going to want you, and they are going to throw all kinds of money to attract you to come to go there. So 50-year-old Louis D. Fresh would look at schools like in Austin, University of Texas. Again, thinking where I lived in New York City at 17, that's someplace that definitely would be attractive. And they would want to throw money at me because I am not local. I'm not from this general little southwestern location. I would also now, as a 50-year-old Louis D. Fresh, I would look at schools in Colorado, places like University of Colorado at Boulder, Colorado College, Denver University, Regis College out in, the Denver area. They're going to throw tons of money at you. Schools like in, I can't even see this too well, I think it says Iowa there, yeah, Iowa, like Des Moines. They have great schools out there, like you saw them going back, Connections. On my college spotlight, I mentioned University of Iowa, spectacular research school. Grinnell, Grinnell, look it up. Really good liberal arts school. They're going to throw tons of money at you, especially for Louis D. Fresh at 17 living in New York, looking at that place. And looking at Seattle, now that I'm 50 years old, back when I was 17, 18, I would never have thought of going to Seattle. But they have great schools there, the UW, University of Washington, Seattle University. They have phenomenal schools out there. Washington State University. Look at those schools, because a place like New York, where I was originally from, there it is, and going out there, they're going to throw tons of money at me. So that's why I want you to get a map so you can start examining where you might want to go to college. Now, again, we're still talking about college fair. Now that you registered, now that you've seen the United States and where you might want to explore, do research on the schools. quickly look to see where the schools are in the area you seek. So look at the college fair and look at the schools and see if they are indeed where you want to be. And once you have found certain schools, write them down. So this way now you will have a pool of schools that you could take a look at when you attend these college fairs. Let me quickly show you. Remember, this is going back to the college fair that I had in October 22nd in my school. I put hyperlinks here. You'll see, I'm gonna just pick a couple schools here, and you'll see that I put here the hyperlinks, because that's how you're gonna start doing explorations of your school. You're quickly gonna check out where the school might be. Let me just show you maybe two, so as not to drag on with this video. Hold on. If you saw, I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University. What I did was simply go to the Contact Us section. Let me try, because I know my hand how it is. Fairleigh Dickinson University. I went to Contact Us, which I believe was at the bottom of the page. If I scratch my nose here, you see it says Contact Us. Ah, there it is, Contact Us. And that's what I would do to quickly see if that's a place you would want to be. And so I look, the Metropolitan campus is in Teaneck, New Jersey. And that may not be what I'm looking for as a 17-year-old Louis D. Fresh. In the interest of finding something that I would be interested in at 17 years old, I see this school. I click on Contact Us, and I see that it is in the Miami area. So that would be in the pool of schools that I would be interested in. Now, once you actually have a pool of schools that you're interested in, again, from the college fairs, virtual or in person, that you looked up, and you have registered for a virtual or in-person fair, and you have printed out your map, and you have researched where you would like to live, and you kind of then look at the schools that are attending that fair. Then you again look at those schools that are on the college fair. You pick the schools that you might be interested in based on where you would like to live. And then once you have found your pool of schools that you would like to really reach out to, then what you would do is you would email them. Go to the admissions page of those schools that you're interested in, and you would reach out to an admission counselor, any admission counselor, and they will guide you to the right place. And once you've emailed them, do a little research on the school. Know a fact or two, a couple facts. So when you see them, whether in person or virtually, like this is from the homepage of that school, Florida International University, I would love to throw at them that, hey, I heard that you are one of the top 50 public research universities and #1 in Florida. How cool is that? And those are the type of things that you would throw at them in terms of when you actually go to the college fair, whether virtually or in person. That will impress them, and they will already know who you are because you emailed them and you have done your research on what school on the area you would like to live in, and so therefore you would make best use of your time at your college fair. And last but not least, next time we will be talking about questions you will ask at the college fair in terms of categories, and that's all we're going to be talking about as we finish up our segment on college fairs in part 2. I know I went on kind of long. I do. But I hope that really helped, because I think it's really important that you really make use of these college fairs, because they're really going to be the bread and butter of your decision on what schools you might attend. And I think it's the best way to really get to know these schools. And that's honestly how I know these schools, because I've attended number of college fairs as a college counselor, and that's how they know me, because I've reached out to them. So this is Louis D. Fresh. Make it a great day.